You can find a summary of everything discussed in this video on Coinpedia. Additionally, if you would like to see more updates about XRP and other cryptocurrencies, please consider subscribing to my channel. Here, you may want to see yesterday's court decision. SEC files sealed remedy reply brief in XRP lawsuit. Putting their remedies reply brief and their evidence under a tight seal, the Securities and Exchange Commission did something that added a fresh wrinkle to their continuing litigation with Ripple. We will all get a sneak peek at the redacted copies that the bigwigs have agreed upon on Wednesday, May 8th, even though the contents are not yet available to the public. That is not all, however. In the near future, a number of filings that are associated with cleaning up this mess are slated to be submitted. On May 7, the courtroom was transformed into a battleground for tactics. In order to choose which aspects of the response brief and exhibits are going to be made available to the general public, the parties on both sides, along with certain third players gathered together. The information that is kept under wraps as confidential or highly confidential is being chosen among them. The next day, they will demonstrate to the general public what they have meticulously cleaned up. It is not yet over with us. On the following Monday, May 13, all of the parties concerned are attempting to keep their cards close to their breast by using omnibus motions to seal the briefing goods, such as declarations and briefs. They are throwing their letter motions into the ring. Then they will reveal their hands on the redactions that have been proposed. Moving forward in time to the 20th of May, they are once again engaged in the task of challenging those omnibus motions to seal by sending out letter briefs. In the event that the court rules in their favor, they have committed to release the disinfected documents within a period of 2 weeks. In the meantime, Ripple is busy arguing against the SEC's price tag over $2 billion in disgorgement, interest, and penalties. This is happening as the suits are currently playing the game of pass the parcel with papers. They are certain that they should not contribute higher than $10 million. In the meantime, the Securities and Exchange Commission is getting ready to defend their position, which might result in Ripple sales to ODL clients being permanently terminated. Ashley Prosper is of the opinion that this round of responses has the ability to pave the path for a settlement, particularly considering the possibility of sanctions for the institutional sales of XRP's cryptocurrency. On the other hand, you shouldn't hold your breath because the negotiations for a settlement could continue on until Judge Torres issues a final ruling, which is typically expected to be handed down in September. This is something that Bill Morgan is very interested in seeing how the SEC responds to Ripple's request to have a permanent injunction revoked. There is more at stake than just the possibility of a fine here, he stated. This might be a game changer for Ripple in terms of how they conduct their company if the judge decides to tighten up on their activities. The Ripple case is bound to be heard by the Second Circuit. According to MicroStrategy's hosted an in-depth presentation by Neil Matra, a former SEC expert, fintech specialist, and partner at Derrere, who discussed the many legal issues surrounding cryptocurrency legislation. At a recent Bitcoin for Corporations event, he spoke with particular emphasis on the ongoing litigation involving Ripple. His insights are noteworthy due to his extensive background in private legal practice, previous experience working for regulatory agencies, and his tenure at Sue & Cromwell. The Second Circuit Court of Appeals is likely to hear Ripple versus SEC during its legal and regulatory panel. From a legal standpoint, Matra emphasized that the differing opinions among judges, especially in the Southern District of New York, on how to categorize XRP and other cryptocurrencies, secondary markets exemplifies the ambiguity and complexity of the current cryptocurrency regulations. It's funny that 3 crucial judges for this case are from the Southern District of New York. Now, all the judges in one federal district can't agree on how to regulate cryptocurrency secondary markets. According to which Matra spotted in a linked news article, XRP supporting attorneys have predicted that Ripple will lose its most recent application. Most importantly, the matter at hand is the classification of Bitcoin exchange transactions as securities transactions according to U.S. law. Judge Annalisa Torres, who presided over the Ripple case, differentiated between primary and secondary transacts. Main deals are ones in which buyers pay Ripple directly and put their faith in the company's ability to generate future returns that meet the HO test. In one case, Judge Torres stated that secondary transactions that occur on exchanges in a way that requires confidentiality may not fulfill the criteria for being classified as securities. In another case, Judge Jed Rykov and Judge Catherine poked fun at Fila, noting that these deals often involve experienced investors who are unaware of the people they are buying from or the complexity of the business operations involved with Ripple. Taking a broader view, Terra Luna and Coinbase respectively postulated that cryptocurrency companies' aggressive marketing strategies could influence transactions on both the main and secondary markets, potentially leading to the categorization of even secondary transactions as financial assets pertaining to relevant news. In a heated debate over XRP restrictions and F-gate accusations, Ripple's chief tech officer and Cardano's founder square off. Just as there was with Coinbase, there's a lot more work to be done in this particular decision. The divergent views held by these judges highlight the complexities and ever-changing nature of cryptocurrency law, as Matra explained. It is inevitable that the Ripple VZ case will be taken to the circuit and maybe even further. Noted commenter sheeds information on ongoing debate and anticipated case progression through higher courts. On top of that, Mitra provided some understanding of how the SEC saw the outcomes of these disputes. When it comes to the Ripple issue, the SEC does not view the recent setbacks in specific rulings as a departure from its overarching stance on cryptocurrencies as securities. The fact that the SEC is not definitively determined that Bitcoin's secondary trading constitutes securities dealing does not mean that its hypothesis has failed. Their underlying assumption is that we may have failed to persuade the court with our presentation of the evidence, and they anticipate that we will address this matter at the Second Circuit level. He made a comment about how Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse explains the value of XRP. In his view, any endeavor that solves a problem while also creating value will be successful. XRP is currently solving a big problem, and he believes that any token that solves an issue can be valuable. Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, understanding how XRP contributes to solving a problem with a value in the trillions of dollars, examining how XRP handles these challenging ultis and meets a massive demand. The author XRP is poised for explosive growth because to its global presence and its status as a dominant player in the payments industry. The role of XRP in resolving problems with multi-trillion-dollar valuations is being emphasized by Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, who is driving tremendous demand. We strongly encourage everyone to start preparing to start using Ripple since its global presence in the payments industry enhances its position. Due to the project's successful resolution of a problem of several $1 million, Brad Garlinghouse addresses the projections that analysts have on the likelihood XRP investigating. His discussion of XRP's future potential includes its integration into this flow, which will undoubtedly increase its visibility. He stresses that payments are Ripple's primary focus and that XRP removes a lot of friction from the 27 trillion transaction process. On the other hand, he mentions several consumer use cases where XRP could be an effective digital asset, and there's always room for more in a larger consumer use case scenario. Garlinghouse suggests that XRP could be used to handle more than just liquidity issues, drawing a parallel to Amazon, which he says used to focus mostly on books, but now caters to nearly anything. That's all for now.